STDs are at an all-time high, but women are the most affected. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, bringing you the obvious, and today on CNN.com. So, many of us have seen the headline, Men are broke, women most affected. Well, here we are again, with another headline that, even though this affects both genders, it's only women who are the victims. Because in this post-feminist society, only the women suffer. Men can go to hell. Now you see this picture here, it looks like an ass. So one of my supporters from Fight Club posted this link to me. And I knew I had to check it out. I just knew it. CNN. America is in the middle of an epidemic of sexually transmitted infections. And when it comes to heterosexual transmission, it's hitting women the hardest. Why is that? Maybe because they're whores. But before we read this hilarious story, a word from our sponsors. We've got unsilencedvoice.com. It's a social media platform where you will not be banned for having the wrong opinion. You can post whatever you want. And the best part is there's different communities that you can subscribe to, so you can get all sorts of content. There's also Virtue Signal, the game of social justice. It's a parody card game that makes fun of social justice. It's honestly hilarious. For example, you can stop other activists by accusing them of microaggressions. Microaggressions are removed by virtue signals. The game is honestly pretty cool. Check it out, maybe give them a pledge. Referral link is in the description down below. And be sure to give Unsilenced Voice a gander. Maybe even sign up. So here we go. Simply put, because STDs are biologically and psychologically sexist at all levels, said Dr. Hunter Hansfield, Professor Emeritus of Medicine at the University of... Okay, how do you pronounce that? What the fuck?
Emeritus.
Professor Emeritus of Medicine at the University of Washington Center for AIDS and STD, who has studied sexually transmitted diseases for 40 years. Now, I just want to highlight the insanity of this. How far gone are you? Like, how far do you go down the rabbit hole of feminism to actually believe that viruses, tiny RNAs, and bacteriums, tiny little celled organisms, have the capacity to be sexist? Oh, look at that woman over there. Look at that thought. I'm gonna take her out. We're gonna do it, buddies. Like Osmosis Jones. Remember that? Remember with the virus guy? I'm getting better as I go along. I'm gonna take out his daughter. Cause she a thought. That's where we're at now. Women bear the largest burden of these diseases. Agreed. Dr. Edward Hook, co-director of the Center for Social Medicine and Sexually Transmitted Diseases at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Chlamydia and gonorrhea, for example, are two of the leading preventable causes of infertility and ectopic pregnancies in the United States and on Earth. You know, I have a solution to cure STDs. It has a 99.99% chance of protecting you. It's called closing your legs. Easily transmitted, more dangerous. One reason STDs are sexist in heterosexual pairings, they are more readily transmitted from the man to woman than from the woman to the man. Are you saying that women are not as good as men at preventing STDs within themselves? How does that even work? This exposes what I mentioned though about like the harshness. You know, the only logical conclusion that I could come to was that since men are less likely to have STDs, that means that women must be sleeping around. They must be sleeping around with a lot of men. And that's how they get the STD. Because men are less likely to have the STD, so the only way they could get the STDs and have it be an epidemic is that they're sleeping around with a lot of men. And I think we found the problem. So at any one exposure, a susceptible woman is more likely to catch it than a susceptible man, Hansfield said. That's because the lining on the vagina is thinner and more delicate than the skin on a penis, so it's easier for bacteria and viruses to penetrate and take hold. Once there, the moist environment of the vagina is perfect for growth. Okay, that's kind of gross. Like, do we really need this information? So apparently, wow. Once the infection is acquired, it could be more severe or more damaging to a woman's health. Yeah, because I'm sure men don't suffer. Take herpes, for example. Because of the nature of female genitalia, if you get new herpes, there's likely to be multiple painful blisters, Hansfield said. For men, it's typically a few blisters. Another example is human HPV. It causes cervical cancer, which can be deadly unless caught early. Yes, men can get penile cancer. Penile cancer from HPV. Hansfield said, but at 1/100th the rate that women get cervical cancer. Well, maybe, just maybe. Close your legs. Oh, it's such an insane idea. But Mr. Obvious, that's not female empowerment. Women are not empowered unless they sleep with tons of men. Don't you understand? Yet another reason STDs are sexist, symptoms are often more nonspecific in women and can be mistakenly written off as typical female annoyance. I have a message to women. If you think you're being annoying, stop. It's not difficult. You know what you're doing. Stop it. Get some help.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, so I'm going to skip the gross stuff because it's gross. The sexist nature of STDs can even follow a woman into the doctor's office. If a guy goes into a doctor's office with a urethral discharge, Hansfield said, there are only a very small handful of things that could cause it, and most of those are STDs. Any half-trained medical school student can diagnose it accurately and get treated. A woman's discharge or uncomfortable urination, however, could be due to a number of reasons. It's not sexist. Men and women are different. Wake up! Wake up, you feminist moron. Men and women aren't equal. And if women are at more risk, the answer is to have less sex and to be more faithful and to stop opening your legs. Or at least open them to a guy, to one guy. Not 10, Stacy. Not 10. One. Pick one. Try it. Stick with it. Lord Almighty. It's a sad day when I'm the closest thing to a father that a lot of these women ever had. So my daughter said, why did you do a chlamydia test? And that elicited a lecture from the doctor on why she didn't need to have sex to please boys. Wrong! The problem isn't sex. The problem is that these women are having sex with too many people. Cut it down a bit. Jesus. Most cases ever recorded. So, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis are reaching their highest levels ever recorded. And here's the thing. The vast majority of people who spread STDs, one, are people who know they're sick and spread it on purpose. The LGBT community is also at fault, as rates of STDs are very high. And then we have minorities. The African American community is also responsible for a large amount of STD spread. Combine all those factors, you have degenerate women who, I'm just going to say, have specific preferences and end up spreading STDs that way. It's a mess. It's a mess. But you know who isn't spreading the STDs? People who are monogamous, who aren't sleeping around, who aren't going on Tinder. Non-degenerates. Now don't get me wrong. As a man, I'd love a harem as much as anybody. But I'd prefer a pure stock. And there's a reason for that. STDs. It ain't worth it. What's not a reason for the high rate of STDs in women, experts say, is the sexist attitude that women who get the diseases must somehow be more sexually promiscuous than men. Wrong! You're absolutely wrong. It is true. And I know it's true because it's so easy as a woman. A woman has like 10 suitors at any given time, if they really want to. Men have to work for it. Men, if you're not 10 feet tall, if you're not super good luck, if you're not amazing, your chances are shit. I have the data to prove it. Fuck off. Tell the truth. Just tell the truth. What women should do. Take away the guilt. I think most people believe that only people who get sexually transmitted infections are people who are somehow taking risks and doing the wrong things. Hook said, and that's clearly not the case. I hope you all get AIDS and die. I hope you get AIDS and I hope you die. I hope you die. I don't give a shit. Call me mean. I hope you suffer. Why? Because you're so delusional. You're so delusional. You refuse to accept that it is your responsibility. You refuse to accept that your promiscuous behavior is a problem, and you refuse to fix it. Whore. Just stop being a slut. Just stop.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Know your body. Learn your genitals. Learn your genitals. Get tested often. And that's pretty much it. I can't do it anymore, folks. Here we are. STDs are sexist, and women are the victims. But surely they don't need to change their behavior. It's fine. Females are empowered. They're empowered to get STDs. Unfortunately, in the real world, that doesn't mean they're empowered to survive them. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. Oh, what do you think about this story? What do you think about STDs? And what do you think about the women out there? Let me know what you think. I want to hear it. Now, as always, this channel is not monetized. YouTube stole monetization from me. They stole all revenue. I now get nothing. So if you want to support me, you can join me. There's Patreon, there's Bitcoin, there's PayPal. All those links are in the description if you're interested. It's really up to you. If you join Patreon or Subscribestar, you get access to Fight Club. It's a private Discord server. That's how I got this story. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.